Story Smash, the storytelling game show. My name is Christine Blackburn, and we have got a fabulous show lined up for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube, and feel free to leave comments in the chat room, and we will get this conversation started. All right, you guys, let me introduce to you the Wheel of Stories. There are 12 permanent topics on the wheel, including topics like pets, vacation, holidays, drunk tank, breakup, and hooking up. There's also an additional space that says free. And if the contestant lands on free, they can choose any topic on the wheel. And then there's also 3 spaces that say audience. And if the contestant lands on audience, well, okay. Okay. Pause. We're pausing. We're pausing. Can you do that? Hang on. Are we back? Let me see somebody in the chat room tell me that we're back. We're having a few technical difficulties. I know that you understand how that goes sometimes. Do you guys hear me? And shake your head, Eugenia. Say yes or no. Yes, you do. Great. Well, if you hear me, then everybody hears me, don't you? Of course you do. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, you guys, we are going to have a great night tonight. And let's just get started right away and bring on the expert judges. All right, you guys, this first judge on the stage, he's a comedian and a performer who's been dubbed the smartest man in the world. And the name of his podcast is just that, the smartest man in the world. And you guys have seen him perform comedy all over the world, and he appears regularly on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Please welcome the fabulous Greg Proops. Is he coming? Woo!
There we are. Hello, Christine Blackburn. Hello, Story Smash
so
people.
To have you.
I can imagine.
I enjoy your lighting.
Thank you. I'm in a fish tank. It's just fantastic being underwater like this.
All right, you guys, this next expert judge, she played the role of Barbara Jean on the sitcom Reba for 6 years. She's also appeared as Bonnie Wheeler in the ABC Family Freeform series Baby Daddy, and the host of ABC's Family Dancing Fools, ABC's Bet on Your Baby, and CMT's The Singing Bee. Please welcome the talented Melissa Peterman.
Hello.
Pretend there's music, Melissa. Do it. Come on.
Oh,
there's no music, but pretend there is. Yeah. Woo! All right, you guys.
Shimmy, jazz hands, jazz hands.
Jazz hands, jazz hands. All right, you guys, our final judge tonight is a writer who wrote on the Emmy Award-winning Modern Family for its entire 11-year run. And he's now in production with comedian and actor Kevin Nealon and his new show, Hiking with Kevin. He's also the author of the book Who Started It? My Twitter War with Donald Trump. And he has 5 Emmys and won't let us forget it. Please welcome Danny Zuker!
Hi. Oh, my God. I'll shimmy too. And jazz hands. How's everybody?
We're good.
It's so good to see you all. It's great.
It is great. Now
great
listen up, guys. We're going to be playing 2 rounds of the game tonight. In round 1, the contestants will spin the wheel and tell a true 1-minute story on the topic they land on. And then the second round, guess what? It's a 2-minute story. Same thing. Twice the fun.
That's
exactly. Super fun. And I want to tell the contestants that they are responsible for their own time, and the clock is right here. So keep your eyes on the clock, because you don't want to go over your time, because if you do, you'll hear this. Yikes.
Wow.
That's no good. If you hear that smashing sound, then your story's over. We're going right to the judges. And I want you to know that the judges are scoring on 3 things tonight: the story, the ability to stay on the topic, and the time. All right, you guys, good luck to all of you. Let's start the game. And I'll now reach into the Story Smash can of truth, The first person coming up to spin the wheel and tell a true 1-minute story is. Oh, look at that. Now, this guy, he's a comedian who performs and his last virtual comedy show, that's interesting, was January 15th. Okay, now we know. He was in the Navy for 20 years, and he's traveled from the Far East to the West Coast. He's been married 3 times and raised 2 boys. Maybe we'll hear about it. Please put your hands together for Mike McFarland. Hey, Mike.
What's up?
So glad to have you here, man.
I am. I'm super excited.
All right, you guys, let's tell Mike what to do.
Spin that wheel.
Wheel.
Interviews. Mike has landed on interviews. It's a wide topic. He could go to an interview. He could interview somebody. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but we're going to find out right now. And Mike, when you're ready, go ahead and start, and I'll start the clock.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Oh.
All right. So I was living in a small town called Chatham, Virginia, and I applied for a reporter position, but my degree is in advertising. So kind of a far stretch, but I was a copywriter and I was writing website copy. So that's kind of the backstory on it. So I applied to it, but in the cover letter, I had put, invite me to the interview and I'll tell you why I moved from California to Virginia, which is unheard of. So he invited me to the interview, but in the questions he was asking me, have you read any of our magazines? I was like, no. Have you read our newspaper? Well, not really. And then he had said, well, why are you applying for this? I said, I really like to write and I think I'd be great on this. And he was like, I don't think you would be a really good fit. I'm like, come on, give me a chance, man. You know, I was kind of desperate. And he said, no. And then he showed me the door and then ripped up my resume.
Wow. How about that? He landed right on time. Danny Zuker.
Well, what was the magazine? What was it?
So it was Chatham's Daily News. So Chatham, Virginia was the town that we were in.
This would have been a much better story if it was like chocolate boobies or something like it needed the twist. Like, you haven't read our magazine and it's it's QAnon Weekly, like something like that. But
so, Danny, you know that we do fact check all the stories.
I know. I would have fudged it just a little bit, but good story. Kept me interested all the way through. It did not have what I like to call the M. Night Shyamalan at the end. Saw it coming, but everybody was alive and healthy. So I'm going to give you.
Well, hang on. Let me ask you one at a time. What do you give him on time?
I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, a 5.
Yeah.
How about on the ability to stay on the topic?
I give him a 5 on that as well. And then, but for my engagement in the story, I'm going to give him a 3. So that's
a 3.
But that's still a respectable first score. Room to grow. Don't judge me.
Melissa Peterman.
I enjoyed it a lot. You know how a lot of stories, like Danny sort of alluded to, like a lot of stories have this big twist at the end where you're like, well, what? And when you were telling it and how poorly the interview went, there was no surprise that he ripped up your resume and was like, get out of here. And in a world, where we're getting so much unexpected stuff, I found comfort in the fact that I knew exactly how this interview was going to end. And I appreciated that. You didn't take me on any twists and turns. And I'm from the Midwest. I like flat terrain and just get me to the destination. So I gave you a 4 for time, a 5 for topic, and a 4 for story. And that's 13. Well done. Well done. Great.
Well done. Greg Proops.
Oh, I don't know. I was reminded at once of Nathaniel West. I felt there was a lot, an almost biblical certainty that something awful was going to happen at the end of this thrust to try to inject yourself into what can only be described as the journalistic megalopolis of Chatham, VA. And so I was trepidatious at the beginning, knowing what the stakes were. And I felt like the repudiation at the end was almost Melvillian in a Bartleby way. So I'm going to give it 4 straight across.
4 straight across. It's a great way to kick off the game. Mike McFarland, thanks for playing. We'll see you in the next round.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
Is that a Bartleby way?
I know.
Yeah, that's good.
I would prefer not to.
Mike's total score 38 out of 45. That's not bad at all. Again,
He's my favorite of the Scriveners. Go on.
You know, I like to learn a little bit. Every show we learn a little bit, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
We learn Melissa likes a boring story.
I do.
She's from the Midwest. It's like being with your family.
I just had a lovely dinner of just some white rice and saltines, and that's as far as I like to go.
I found 3 sleeves of open saltines in my daughter's room today, by the way.
I've never felt more ethnic.
All right,
were there tins of sardines as well, Christine, or just the crackers?
She was just going for the straight saltines. All right, you guys, we're moving on. This contestant, you guys, who I'm bringing up right now, she's a comedian and is a supermodel who actually signed a contract at the age of 15 and moved to Paris to work for brands like Cartier, Dior, Armani, Hermès, L'Oreal, Vogue, among many others. And she's also appeared in many films. Oh, wait, now look at that. She's also appeared in many films like Rock the Casbah, Fading Gigolo, Bad Moms, The Gentleman, and her TV credits include True Blood, New Girl, Castle, The Comeback, and Lady Dynamite. Please welcome the fabulous Eugenia Kuzmina.
We can't hear anything when the music's playing.
Wheel.
15. Oh, wait. Sorry.
English is my first language, you guys.
Mom, Eugenia landed on mom. I'm sure she's going to have a great story. You go ahead and start whenever you're ready, and I'll start the clock.
Okay, well, this is actually interesting because I'm a model mom, and it's really weird. My doctor said I could never have kids, literally. So that's how I ended up with 2 kids. I grew up in post-Soviet Russia, and my dad was a nuclear scientist. I grew up in food lines. No food was really bad for nutrition, but every dark cloud has a silver lining. So I moved to Paris to start modeling. And routinely I went to a checkup at my doctor, and they said, well, literally you have inverted uterus. You can never have kids. I'm like, fine. I'm a career woman, blah, blah, blah. And I worked really hard. At 23, I was at my doctor's, and she's like, you are pregnant. I'm like, do you speak English? And that's how it happened. So, I decided I can work really hard and I can be a model and a mom. So I hid my milk in a Prada bag because I said, who will find out you're a mom? And then as a mom, I hid, I was changing all the time and trying to be a model. And I found out that you can never do 2 things at once. I was failing straight away, and my kid said, it's fine, mom, Mom, okay, I'm done, you guys, I'm done.
Okay, I didn't hear the smashing glass, and I don't know, maybe, I don't know what that was all about, but great story. Melissa Peterman.
I actually didn't hear a word of it because I was looking at her cheekbones. And I was just wondering, what's it like to be able to feel actual bones through flesh? I'd like to have that someday. Anyway, but when I did hear it, what I loved about it is that it had so many elements of it. And also the fact that even your uterus is super. I mean, your uterus is even super. Like, it was like, no, you're never going to make it. You're not going to be able to do this. And your uterus did it and did it twice. Also, what kind of conditioner do you use, and how do you wash your face at night? This is just unrelated.
Photoshop. Perfect.
I'm going to give you, you went over time, so I'm going to give you 4 on time, but I don't think anyone cared. And I think we know why the glass didn't break, because he was also looking at her cheekbones. So I gave you 5, and then I gave you 4 for time, 5 for story, and 5 for topic.
Oh, wow. Okay. Great score. Greg Proops.
I was reminded of Pasternak it was just I felt like saving a train ride across Siberia. It had every element of a grand story. Misinformation from a doctor, a surprise visit from the stork. I just really felt like if all that was missing was a charge of Cossacks slaughtering my people. And but I loved it. So I'm going to go. The time was an element. I don't know if you saw the clock. Certainly the tech tonight has been pretty amazingly erratic. Almost a short story in itself about things happening or not. So I'm going to go 5 for the story, 4 for the time, 4 for the other category.
All right, Danny Zuker.
I mean, look, that story was good enough for the birth of our Lord, kind of an immaculate conception. And my guess, and I'm Jewish, but I think that the Virgin Mary was a hot Russian blonde. Am I wrong? No, I'm wrong. Oh, damn.
No, it's in the Bible.
It is? Okay, damn. But very good story. Was captivated. You sort of, at the end, sometimes just say, hopefully in a story, you don't want to have to say, that's it, I'm done. Like, just in terms of just the greatest storytellers don't tend to do that. I'd urge you to look at the last line of something like Great Gatsby with the waves crashing on the shore, like a beautiful final line. But he never said, and I'm sure in an earlier draft, Scott Fitzgerald said, that's it, I'm done. So I'd work on that. So I'm going to give you 4, 4, and 5. There you
4,
go.
4, and 5. Still, those are good numbers. We're going to get the score in just a second, but I got to tell you, keep the chat up, you guys, because we're getting some great comments. Oh, look at that, 40. Eugenia's total score, 40. Great job, Eugenia. But like I said, we're getting some great comments. Oh, here's one from Damian Fitz. I have no idea what this is, but it's enjoyable. All right. Thanks for playing the game.
Brutal honesty.
Yeah, I like that. My favorite part of this, Christine, my favorite part of the show week in and week out is when the music plays and you talk and you think we understand. Every single week, I just wanted to alert you to this. When the music is playing that theme song and you're doing your introductions, I just want to do a quick impression of what we hear. Picture the music going. This is what it is. And our next Nickelodeon and Philadelphia. That's what we every time.
We're going to try to get a wrangle on this music. It's tricky. A lot of things are happening. We've got
I know
computers running, and it's a lot happening. But we're going to work on it. And I hope
not a criticism. It's more of a it's just it's a
folly.
It's
more of a folly. All right, you guys. I'm reaching into the Story Smash Can of Truth and looking at the next contestant. Oh no, wait, that can't be because he already went on. What's going on with the Can of Truth?
I blame the music.
Okay.
Apparently, the can of truth is the can of conspiracy now. Innuendo, hearsay, and half truths.
You are in for a
steal. Stop the steal.
Now, this contestant is an actor and a comedian. He's originally from Dallas, Texas, and he moved to Los Angeles. His TV and movie credits include This Is Us, Shameless, Bless This Mess, and CIS.
None of it.
You have none of it? Turn the music down.
Let's turn the music.
Turn the music down.
Yeah, there we go.
Lower the music.
There we go.
All right. Anyway, he's amazing because he's a comedian and an actor, and he's working already. Please put your hands together for Charlie Daniell. Charlie.
Oh my.
You got some shimmy going on?
Shimmy, Charlie.
Melissa, don't you love his background? I think he's gonna pull up like a whiskey and do an ad.
I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping.
I'm hoping too.
Uh-oh.
All right, you guys, let's tell Charlie Daniell what to do.
It's like the virile Mummenschans here.
That.
Wheel.
Great Tom Cruise in Magnolia.
Right?
Yeah. Say stuff now. Oh.
Birthdays. Daniel's birthday.
Okay.
Take your time. I'll start the clock.
All right. Worst birthday ever. I was at a girlfriend's birthday, and it was the first time I was meeting her family, and I thought things were going really, really well. And we started the presents and the candles and everything, and I had to pee, so I waited until the end of that. And I went to the bathroom, and I'm standing at the toilet, and I'm just looking up, just admiring the fact that I'm really killing it with her family and making her laugh. And I didn't realize I didn't pull my apparatus all the way out of my pants. And for the first 2 seconds, I actually peed a little bit in my pants. And I was wearing some gray slacks, and I looked down, and there was a Wakanda-shaped stain on my pants that was darker than the rest of my pants. So I decided to take my pants off and put them in the sink and wet the entire pants so they were all one color. I put them back on, and I ran back out, and hopefully I tried to keep everyone away from touching my pants. But it was a very cold birthday, and one I'll never forget. And that's the finish.
Wow. Greg,
Well, I liked it when he did it. It's weird.
yeah, Greg, what do you think about Charlie and his apparatus?
I will be having so many night thoughts tonight as Morpheus descends. For me, it was a great element of any story is when a decision is made that's of the poorest caliber, reacting to something that's happened. No great story doesn't have it where, oh my God, this happened, and then we decided to do this. And by putting all of your pants in the sink, you have completely flummoxed the fucking gods at this point, because no one's pants are wet from the top to the bottom and a distinct shade from when you left the room 4 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So that part thrilled me. I've been in many nights in my life where people are like, let's fly on Charlie Sheen's jet. And you're like, no. So that reminded me of that. I'm going to give it a 3 or 4.
What do you give him on time?
Time was on his side. I'm going to give him a 4 for time. What were the other categories?
Story and ability to stay on topic.
I'm incapable of staying on topic, so I've never recognized that category. But I'll give him a 3 in that and a 4 in the story.
A 3, a 4, and a
4.
4. 3, 4, 4. Okay, 3, 4, 4. Wow. Okay, that's okay. Great, Danny Zuker.
I was you took me on a journey. I've done I've made that horrible decision of like a small wet spot on mine was accidental. Like mine was I leaned against the sink at a nice restaurant.
Yes.
And then and it was just in the right spot, and I was on a date, and so I thought, well, I'm already here, and I did wet the whole thing. But the key is, if I may say, because I really did commit to this, is to wet your shirt as well. Because like so if you find yourself in this position in the next thing, I came in and I came back to the table. So I said, the damn fountain broke, the faucet. So I found it relatable, good on time. I'm going 554, and you can just divide those points amongst however you'd like. There you go.
Melissa Peterman.
Well, Charlie, I'm not going to divide the point. I'm going to give you a perfect score right now. I gave you 15.
Holy!
I gave you 15 on this one because I have to give it up to you. That was like the most elaborate story, just so you could subtly say you're well endowed.
That was great.
Because it was sort of like, oh, regular zippers, that regular opening is not large enough for what I got down here. So I was like, I mean, that's well done. Also, what I loved about the story is that I'm dying to hear the story that's after the story. Like when you walked out and you're like, oh, hey, guys, crazy. I mean, that's the story I want. So that's what Charlie. Also, in my back of my head, I could hear The Devil Went Down to Georgia playing behind you the whole time. Yeah. And so that's why 15 out of 15. There you go.
All right. That's a great score. Thank you for playing. Charlie's total score, 40 points. It's a great score. And you've got a whole nother round coming up. So thanks again for playing, Charlie. And we'll see you very soon. Look at the chat room is just filling up.
I mean,
it's a lot
it's
of fun.
blowing up.
See you folks out there. I've got somebody here in New England and somebody in Pittsburgh, somebody in Connecticut, a lot of folks in LA, and a lot of people chiming in, including the guy who doesn't know what's going on. All right, you guys, we have one more contestant in the can, and I'm going to pull that name out right now. I already know what it is. And boy, oh boy, She's amazing. She is an amazing podcast creator, and she's on her 4th podcast. That's right. She's had 4 podcasts. This one's called Lisa Upside Down. It's actually a scripted comedy about a woman whose life has turned upside down with the help of her oversexed parents, Danny, her dying aunt,
Am I her oversex
her
parent?
friends, and a lot of weed. Now, Lisa tries to make peace with her new normal. She's an actress. She's a writer. She's a producer. She loves crunchy food. Please put your hands together for the amazing Lisa Orkin. Lisa! Danny, get it. All right, guys, let's tell Lisa what to do.
Spin. Yeah. Wheel.
That was perfect music usage, by the way. Nailed it this week.
Oh boy. Lisa landed on audience. Now we're going to go to the chat room. You guys can put in your story suggestions right here in the chat room. And then our expert judges will choose one of them to be Lisa's topic. And this is not easy, folks. It's not easy. So we're going to give her a big applause no matter where you are. You start cheering and you start shouting after we find out what her topic is. I'm going to the chat. I'm taking a look, and I see this. I see Charlie is a god. I don't know if that's a story topic.
High school, county fair.
High school.
Well, there you go. Carnival High School County Fair. Oh, good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, hang on, Lisa.
Okay.
What do you think, Greg?
I'm all for Carnival High School County Fair. That's a great topic.
Yeah.
Melissa, what do you think?
I like the idea of having them all 3 in 1, but that's a tough ask. So I'm gonna say Carney.
I see. It's 3 different.
No, I like the idea. I mean,
no, I didn't know there were 3 different ones.
But I'll pick Carney. I like Carney folk.
What do you think about that, Danny? Do you like the Carnies?
I'm trying to read Lisa. I want to get the best story out of her. So I was trying to think, like, go with Carnival. You got a Carnival
High
story?
school, Carnival.
Carnival.
Isn't it?
All right, you guys, wherever you are, seriously, I want a big round of applause for Lisa Orkin. She just landed on audience. She's going to just do a story right off the top of her head. Whenever you're ready, Carnival.
So when I was 14-ish, I went to this carnival. We lived in the suburbs of Chicago, and it was very, there would be a giant carnival every year. And my parents let me go with my girlfriends by myself, which was huge. I was so excited. I had just gotten my period not too long before that. So my friends said, use a tampon, which I had never used before. So which means it's half in and half out the whole night at the carnival. But that's beside the point. I met the guy that I liked so much. And we all went on the zip, which is a ride that turns upside down and upside down. And we got stuck upside down, which was super exciting. Except now I realize like everything I'm wearing is going to just like hang over me. And then I was so paranoid that my face didn't look pretty upside down that I was really freaked out. And then he leaned over to kiss me, but you're upside down. So we couldn't really kiss very well. And my tampon was half in, half out.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How much?
That's topsy-turvy.
was-
Melissa Peterman.
Well, first of all, I'm just enthralled with the woman behind Lisa,
I couldn't pay any attention to anything else.
who clearly is enthralled with her story as well. So I
My
think,
daughter.
is that your daughter? Oh,
It's my daughter.
hi.
Hi, honey.
As a mom, I also realize they're not at all interested in the cool tales of our youth.
No.
But I have to say, as somebody who only looks better upside down, that's for real. You're young now, but pretty soon you just want to be upside down. So you had a Spider-Man kiss on the zipper, suburbs of Chicago, coming of age, first period. I don't know why John Hughes did not make that movie, but I would like to have seen it. So Lisa, I'm going to give you, that was again, and also the pressure of not, at all prepped at all. I'm going to give you 14 out of 15, Lisa. Well done.
14.
Very well done.
Fine
Thank
score.
you.
Greg Proops.
Yeah, I'll give you 15 out of 15 if your daughter will actually sit up.
Becca, sit up. Sit up. Becca, sit up. Wave. Hi. Say hi.
Yeah, you got the audience now on your side.
15.
So I'm giving you 15. 15. 15.
There it is. There it is. 15. All right, Greg Proops.
Well, I don't think anything about this, from the staging of having a silent person slumped on a couch looking at a device to the well, I was reminded of Shirley Jackson and its the abject austerity of it, that terror against a setting of Americana. The first case being taken when you're basically a vampire at that point. I want to give this story full marks. And I also want to talk a little bit about staging and what people can do in the future. If you have any supernumeraries that are residing with you, I think it's a great idea to toss them around the landscape.
So you should switch positions just to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
As Danny and Melissa said, there was nothing else we could really watch during this. What? Oh, look, this is like a Warhol film now. She's moving. After 8 hours.
Oh, she's got a kid and a pet
and a cat.
I mean, come on. Every story that has a kid and a pet, that's amazing.
Hold on, the cat was there the whole time?
Yeah.
Have you not heard it? Did you not read Save the Cat? I mean, you got to make the cat part of this. Okay, anyway. So what, Greg, what did you give him perfect score?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Danny.
I mean, I want to give it a perfect score. I would like, first of all, your story was really good off the cuff. Just got to tell you that. But also, just your daughter's utter disdain for what you were doing or disinterest in it.
Yeah, that's what intrigued me.
It made me miss my own children right now. It's like that's about the level of engagement I would get frequently. In fact, the only way I could get a reaction out of my daughters when, like, say they were in the couch was I would just come into the room and say, "Do you guys want to talk about how your bodies are changing?" And then they would leave. And then
that works.
That works. That's a great way. So,
Yeah.
But
She's 33.
The whole thing was relatable. My mind were like, this worked especially well when they were about 15. No, that was you did a great job. I mean,
Thank you.
Fuck it, you're gonna get 15 from me too.
Oh my God.
Wow, fantastic. Thanks for playing with us, Becca. We appreciate you being here as well.
Yeah.
Lisa Orkin, tremendous. Oh my God, she got 45, ladies and gentlemen. Lisa got 45, a wonderful score.
Yeah, also the number of my favorite president. So there we go.
Hey man, were you in the Capitol? That's not funny.
Stop the steal.
All right, you guys, keep it coming in the chat room. I love talking to you guys in the chat room. It's a lot of fun. We're going to start the next round. And, really, there's not much to it except that it's double the fun, twice the time. It's a 2-minute story. So these guys can really take their time and they can really take their time.
Much too soon, Deshaun. I agree.
And tell a great story. All right, you guys, all 4 names go back into the can of truth. All 4 names back into the can of truth. And the first person coming up to tell a 2-minute story is, oh, look at that. It's Charlie Daniell. Come on up, Charlie.
Over there,
Hands in my head. I don't care what's happening. All right, you guys, let's tell him what to do.
Spin.
Wheel.
Wheel.
Oh, hey now. Charlie landed on audience. This gets exciting. Now, you guys, again, let's hear those topics in the chat room. And let's find a topic for Charlie. Remember, this is difficult. So we're going to give him a lot of time to think about it. We're going to give him, some extra kudos, maybe up the numbers no matter what.
Maybe.
Let's get some numbers. What do we got here? What kind of topics do we got? I know we had high school and school lunchroom. We had ice cream, family, cars. Here comes ice cream again. I don't know what somebody's excited about that. Chatley.
So we got.
I love that it's Chatley, CB.
Dueling. What do you see there? What do you see, Danny?
Hot dogs, beans. What are you doing?
Hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons.
Dueling pianos. Opening What else? Bean.
Crime.
Crime is potential.
I think crime is interesting.
I vote for crime.
I would love a crime. What do you got? You look like a bad dude.
Yeah, right.
You've been up to some shit, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie, whenever you're ready, we'll start the clock. Crime.
All right.
Crime.
And I will tell this story in the mind of Voltaire, since I'm the only person that Greg didn't make a reference to some obscure writer in the past. But I haven't really I haven't committed a crime. That I almost got arrested once. I was in, of all places, Dayton, Ohio, and I was in a BYOB strip bar. And I had bead quite a bit of my own bead in this strip bar. And the young lady tossed her undergarments right in front of me. And I thought it would be a good idea to take them and stick them in my pocket. And then she then started looking for them, and I panicked. So I went to the restroom. I did not pull out my apparatus, but I was just trying to hide the underwear somewhere. And when I came out, the police were there. And apparently I had crossed some boundaries in the BYOB all nude strip genre, and so I was taken to the jailhouse, and I don't remember much after that, but I do remember that I was trying to be really funny in the jail cell, and everyone was laughing, and I thought I was killing it until the next morning I woke up and realized that they were laughing because I had taken my pants off and I was wearing the stripper's underwear that I had stolen from her. And that was the secret to my success of comedy and crime. And I don't know how much time I have, but I'm finished.
Yeah.
Don't be that.
Keep going. Okay. And then I sneezed and blew my tampon halfway out. My
Oh.
And I'm also sitting on a cat, and there's someone behind this wall that is actually laying down playing on their phone.
Danny Zuker.
Okay, so to be fair, I the time was a problem, but that was a production problem because we didn't cut back to you, so you had no idea how long you were at that point. I think.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Well, the producer was getting a beer, to be fair.
Okay, that's look. I love that guy. I love your producer. I'm not going to give him a hard time. He's a good egg. Wow, a BYOB. That's like
classy.
It's yeah, because I was like, it would be worse if like bring your own breasts, I suppose, which is what I would do in my room alone. Bring your own broad. Look, Kielbasa Nova had it. Look, it was a good story. I like this is what I like. I like the idea that you were in a jail cell, and your big takeaway of it was I killed. I was doing good. I worked the room. It was a good crowd, and that you forgot you were wearing the underwear. Very clever. So I'm going to give you 4 across the board. 4.
4. That's a great score.
Oh, look at that.
Melissa Peterman.
Well, first of all, Charlie, shut your mouth because you're a liar. You have committed a crime. You stole my heart.
She's so funny.
You stole my heart with that story. I mean, I just want to know more about you, Charlie. I want to hear, what do you like? What do you dream of? I mean, I just want it all, Charlie. I want more from it. First of all, I gave you, well, the time was a problem, so I gave you 3, but I gave you 5 on the other one. So you got 5, 5, and 3. Also, you seem to have some issues with pants. I get it.
Coincidental.
I get it. In full disclosure, I'm wearing shorts and boots underneath all this. So I understand the whole pants situation. And I don't understand. So you did not know you were you just wearing the underwear and like your regular flannel in the
when I went to the bathroom, I was going to hide them, but apparently in my drunken stupor, I thought I would hide them by wearing them. And I didn't know that until the next morning. I woke up with my pants off in the jail cell and thinking I killed.
So you were just doing some light crowd work and like a tight tie. And I had no idea that you were wearing a pair of thongs. Because I don't know what kind of underwear. I'm imagining they were thong underwear.
They were boxer briefs.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It was a thong. It was a thong.
That's my kind of stripper. You go for comfort over sellability. So anyway, Charlie, yes, you're mine forever. I gave you 5, 5, and 3. Well done on the fly. Mwah.
Thank you. On the fly.
Greg Proops.
Well, I think one is reminded of the films of Todd Haynes and Paul Morrissey, the music of Lou Reed. We're exploring the underbelly of America here, not just an exotic club in Dayton, Ohio, which, by the way, it is a frightening proposition out of the gate. Dayton, Ohio, the word shouldn't even be said. The Dayton Accords were signed there, and that's because they wanted to scare Serbia. It's not just that. It's the ultimate ending, and with again another realization that you've made an unfailing decision to do exactly what nature didn't call for. So I'm going to give 2 4s, and there was a time issue, as I recall. You finished it like 1 minute.
1:30, 1:24.
But again, that's what she said. Oh my God, I think I'm having an embolism.
Charlie Daniell, great job. First time on Story Smash.
I had a very similar story, and I won't tell it now, but where I was
Why not?
at a dildo store. But I'll talk about it later.
I left you some time.
We have a lot to talk about.
Scores 39. I think it's better than his last round. Way to play, Charlie. Don't you worry. You're going to be back on the show. You'll see.
And no matter what happens, you've got that enormous hog. That we can't take away from you.
All right, you guys. Coming up next to play Story Smash, second round, true 2-minute story. Oh, look at that. It's Mike McFarland. Mike.
Oh.
All right, man. How are you, brother?
Is.
Good to see you.
Good, doing good.
Let's tell them what to do, guys.
Ben.
Pat, wheel. Is the picture behind you Ozzy or Janis Joplin?
It's Ozzy.
Okay, cool.
And this is my electric guitar.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, right up here.
That's why
He landed on Ozzy Osbourne.
Holy shit!
He landed
That would have been great.
Pets.
What was it?
All right.
Pat,
You got 2-minute story to tell about pets, Mike. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the clock.
Okay, hold on a second here. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, so I was living in Imperial Beach, which is just a community of San Diego, California, and I retired from the Navy back 2 years, and I was going to the Art Institute of California. So that's kind of the scene. And so my wife had called me when I was at school, and she said, "Hey, there's this Navy guy. He's deployed all the time. He's got this dog, and basically he can't take care of it anymore. Can we have it?" And I said, "Okay." But I missed some very important questions I should have asked, like how big is the dog? How old is the dog? And is there any issues or anything like that? And I didn't say any of that because I was kind of pressed for time. So I said, fine. So I go to school all day, totally forget about it. I come home. We live on the second story, so we're living in an apartment. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. And so I come in, and this humongous dog comes like slumping off of the couch, and it was part lab, part mastiff.
Wow.
He's got this massive chest on him. I mean, just huge. He's just kind of sitting there, but he was so adorable. And his name was Price because he was priceless. And I love this dog. I mean, this is the most incredible dog I have ever had. So he moved with us from California to Chatham, Virginia, where we helped out my wife's sister, and then he came all the way back as well with us. And then finally, his hip started to kind of get out on him, and I tell you, it was so sad. And my wife didn't want to put him down or anything like that. And I said, he's in so much pain, we have to do it. And I remember putting him down and then holding him, and it was so sad when we had to do this. And then we got his box of his ashes. We still have him here. I mean, I love that dog.
All right, look at that. Greg Proops. Greg.
Well, by the way, the music there was absolutely perfect to fit the moment.
It really was.
Just elegiac. I was reminded of Tarkovsky. If you don't think I'm not going to give this story full marks, when the dog dies and you love him, that's yeah. I saw Old Yeller. I know I seem like a cynic, but I'm a failed romantic. So let's do this.
I mean, I love his ashes are downstairs, and my wife still has a picture of him there. I'm telling you, it's the best dog that we ever had. We love, and we haven't got a dog since.
If you make me tell you about my first dog, Taffy, we're all going to cry. So let's just move on.
Come on, Greg. Let's hear about Taffy.
No fucking way.
Melissa Peterman.
I'm gonna, I can't even watch Marley and Me ever again because this story was way better. And, I don't know. I'm going to give you 15 on that one. I absolutely loved it. I'm a dog. I have two. I love dogs very much. You have an instrument in the background, which shows that you're sensitive and musical. You've served our country. You have a uniform and you love pets. I mean, first Charlie stole my heart, but you've got my soul because that was a fantastic story. And I'm going to rewrite Marley and Me. It's going to be called The Price is Right. And it's going to star, it's going to be star me because of my job. So this
yeah.
And it's going to be fabulous. So 15 out of 15. I loved it.
Melissa, did you hear the part that he's been married 3 times?
He's practicing for me, Christine. So don't judge him.
Danny Zuker.
What, maybe. Okay, so here's what. First of all, I'm going to give you the good news first. You're a good storyteller. Like, you tell stories well. You have a great backstory. I like that you were in the military and then you go to art school. You're like, that's awesome. All that stuff's good. The story itself, I felt like you ever watch a movie, like you're watching a sitcom or a show that's not really good, and then at the last 2 minutes they kill off somebody, and it's like they sort of that's how your story felt, quite frankly. It wasn't built. By the way, the end of every pet story is it fucking died. That's like unless you die, and then that's like so. But every pet story ends. So again. Not being from the Midwest, requiring a story build, I'm going to hurt you on that one. I'm going to give you 5, but I got to give you 3 on that story for the end. So that's my feeling. Yep.
All right. That's all right, Danny.
Inside.
That's right. You speak from the heart. I believe you.
But I think you're a good storyteller, though. I do.
Yeah, nice. Now, Eugenia's not on the screen, but Mike is, and we're going to find out his total score in just a second. Mike's total score is 43. That's a fine score. 43. We'll be combining that with the first round score, and we'll figure that out later. Greg, you all right?
Yeah. No, I was just clearing the air of wicked demons.
I'm so stupid.
All
right, you guys. I reach into the truth, and I pull
smudge stick. I got a smudge stick here.
Guess who's coming up now?
I don't know.
Lisa Orkin.
Oh, Lisa Orkin.
Come on up, sister.
Former Cardinal Ray Langford.
Hi.
Ah, Lisa.
There she is.
Are the supernumeraries there? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let's tell Lisa what to do.
I think she should spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, Melissa Peterman, can you wear a hat or what? You are
flossy.
So cute. Look at this girl.
It's one singular sensation, and you can't forget the rest.
Right there.
Wow.
Lisa Orkin, she landed on holidays, you guys. Holidays. Who knows what's going to happen? Holidays.
Awesome category.
Whenever you're ready, Lisa, I'll start the clock. Next week I'm gonna glue this clock down. That's what I'm gonna do, Danny. I'm gonna tape it down because I have to keep picking it up off the floor. Okay, just sharing that.
You just do you.
Thanks, Danny.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay, Lisa, go.
So one Passover, I decided that my mom had just passed away. We weren't going to do Passover, and I thought I'm going to do something that my mom would love. And my mother, a nice Jewish woman, loved nuns. So I made myself a reservation at the Santa Barbara Mission, because you can go there and it's like $30 a night. And I went there, and I got there, and it's so funny. I remember putting up my lipstick, like the nun comes out to greet you, and I put on my lipstick, and she has like no makeup on, and she comes and sees me, and she escorts me into this beautiful mission. And I'm like, I think my mom's presence will be here, and it's Passover, and I just don't, I want to do Christian instead of Jew. So she took me to this room. We passed through all these hallways, and she said to me, okay, so don't go that way because that's the cloistered part. But you can go that way. She takes me into this room that's so little, like so little. And it has a giant Christ on the wall. And I remember just laying on the bed, like, what did I do? What did I do? And she also told me there was a garden out the window, this beautiful garden, but I wasn't allowed to go in it. I could only walk around it. And I don't know, at some point I just started feeling so sad. I thought I'd take a walk. So I didn't want to go in the cloistered area, but I kind of did. So I just peeked. And then I came back, and I was feeling so bad. I went up to like where the nuns were, and I just started crying, like I don't belong here, and my mom's dead, and I just wanted to see her, and I like literally lost it. And I told her I just got divorced. I told her my whole life story. And there was another woman who was like sort of listening, and there was a priest, kind of cute priest there. And they were so loving to me. After 4 hours, I left. I drove home, got some chips, and went to bed. That was my story. I said that was my story.
Amazing. What a holiday, Danny Zuker.
I mean, you're also a great storyteller, and I like any story that's like, I felt like of course you're going to start a story. I remember one Passover. That's, it was very coastal elite, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Started to play. No, I thought it was good all around. I wanted more with I wanted more of these Christians comforting you. I like to see that. So I'm gonna give you 5, 5, and 4. How do you like that?
Okay.
5, 5, and 4. Melissa Peterman.
Well, I mean, in my head, it was like there were so many stories going on. It was a little bit of Sound of Music, a little bit of Fleabag came in for me.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
And also, full disclosure, Lisa, all the words hit me differently now that I'm wearing a hat, and now that I'm a hat person. So I feel like it really hit me. And I mean, how do you solve a problem like Lisa? Like, I imagine that was happening, and they were like going around you. Yeah. And then mother came to visit, and then the priest turns out to be Captain Von Trapp, and then and then you break the fourth wall and look into the camera. Anyway, I love this story, and I'm a sucker. I'm unlike Danny. I'm not dead inside, so I'm a sucker for anything when someone's passed on, whether it's a dog or your mother. It's a beautiful thing. Not a beautiful thing they passed away, but
Kinda.
Again, I blame the hat on this. Things are changing for me so quickly with this hat. I mean, brim up or down. I'm giving you 15, Lisa.
Wow, 15. Melissa Peterman, great score. It came to mind to me that it could turn into a Thornbirds thing.
Oh, wow.
I'm not very Rachel. I'd be Rachel. What's her name, right?
Yeah, Rachel Ward.
Yeah. I'm a Jewish Rachel Ward. Yeah.
Greg Proops.
Jewish Rachel Ward is the name of my next album, and it's available. It's an EP more than an album. Let's just say it was a work in progress. I've been thinking about hot priests, and with the transmogrification and the walking on of Christopher Plummer. Obviously, we all remember him in the Thornbirds as well. Yeah. I don't know what to say about this story. It moved me in 1,000 different ways. First of all, Santa Barbara is, I think, a locus in California because it's where the fish taco meets fascism. I mean, I don't know what to say. I think it's a beautiful place. I love Santa Barbara. There's a shrimp that's native to Santa Barbara that's only available at certain times of year in Los Angeles. I don't think a lot of people around the world are dealing with that as much as they should.
Here, here.
And it's called the Santa Barbara shrimp. Anyway, I adored the story. And I'm going to give it a 5 of 5. Something just weird just happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 5 of 5, and then whatever the other category is that I can never remember. I think it's
Topic.
cooking. Topic. Thank you. You know, since you put the hat on,
Yeah.
you're just like enriched,
Thank you. Thank you.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, before you're a waterfall of awesome, but now you're like, like you're the source of denial and shit.
I finally get, because every time I say I know you, and everybody's like, "Oh, Melissa Peterman," I never really got it. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
I just feel like all these doors and windows are just opening right now with this hat. It's exciting.
Right?
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here with me when this
15.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's take a look at Lisa's score, 44. That's a great score, 44. Thanks for playing, Lisa. We're going to add up those totals in just a little bit. But we've got one more contestant ready to play and tell a true 2-minute story. And I know who it is. It's the fabulous Eugenia Kuzmina. Come on in, Eugenia.
Oh, she came in one.
Dance it out, no matter what. No matter what's happening, dance it out. Come on, Proops. Come on, Poop Dog.
Hello, guys. I have my tag.
Oh, she should spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
All right, here we go. You guys know what to do. Spin.
Spin.
Wheel.
Oh my goodness, Eugenia landed on audience. Oh, this is the best night ever. She landed on audience. And so once again, we're going to our lovely audience on Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to hear about some story topics. Here's one: bone structure.
Oh,
No, that seems boring.
yeah.
But good idea.
Bit on the money, isn't it?
I wish I was a surgeon.
Okay, how about caught reading your lover's diary? Boy, Damien, that's specific.
What?
Is Damien
I
your
know.
lover?
We got to get a few more going on here.
I feel like if I was telling the story, it would be chubby alcoholic would be the category.
Yeah.
Gay cat.
Alcoholic. Okay, we're hearing gay
Gay
cats.
cats?
What's happening?
I don't know. That's odd.
Wolf
Or-
walks on the beach.
Chadley.
Walks on the beach.
Okay, here we go. What about this?
Dating.
First time. Okay, dating.
No. I hate first time.
Yeah.
Closet.
Convertible.
Convertible.
How about I talk about my bird?
Your bird.
Yeah.
No, someone has to suggest it first. Someone has to say bird. If I see bird I gotta see bird in the conversations.
Family dinners. Let's see bird in the family. Awkward boners. Chadley's got something going on. I don't know what.
Please don't say that.
Yeah, I can see Chadley's got some issues.
Kids, family.
Someone said the bird, but
Someone did say the bird. I'm sorry.
Oh, here it is. There it is. The bird. Thank you, Deshaun.
they just said it. Okay.
Okay, it's a true 2-minute story about the bird, and I can't wait to hear it. This is going to be
I feel
fun.
like this one was slightly finagled.
It was. There was definitely collusion here.
Yeah, I call it collusion. Definitely.
All right.
I mean, look at these are some crazy. Look at
All
this.
right.
Look at this topic. Russia. Interessante.
Wow.
What are we going with, guys? Melissa?
I'm so confused. Maybe I need a new hat. I'm okay with the birds if you guys are okay. I know that she finagled it, so
No, let's go birds.
I don't know. What do you guys
Birds.
think?
Bird. Eugenia, whenever you're ready. 2 minutes on birds.
But it better be good because you finagled it.
Yeah. Take your time. She's so cute. Go ahead.
Okay, so guys, I wanted to talk about birds because my daughter literally is obsessed about birds. She adopted 3 birds in pandemic. And it has very special meaning to me. I actually love birds. I grew up in small apartment. in 3-bedroom apartment, but we had just one room. So it was really hard to have a pet, in one room because we shared like bathroom with all the families. And it's so weird because in Russia, when I walked to school, you walk through the pet market. They didn't have an adoption place. They have a pet market. So you walk through the pet market, and obviously dog was, was too much care, like in a one bed apartment, basically with like sharing with other families. So I convinced my family to get a bird as a pet. And basically what happened is like, I always thought that birds are pets that fly, they have to be free. So I opened all the cages all the time and they flew away. And then one time, the third bird, he didn't fly. Actually, he was amazing. So I opened the cage and he would walk to dinners and he would eat only human food. Like literally, I would swear. He would eat only like omelet. He wouldn't eat any bird food. He was very picky. He would sit on me, like on my shoulder and eat the food. And he stayed there. He didn't flew away. He stayed for us until he died. And I figured out that you can have a pet your whole life until he dies, and also it can be free. So you can have a free bird that flies. And it taught me about having a connection, real connection with somebody and not putting them in a cage. And that was very weird and amazing. So that's it. And I have to talk more. My time is up. I'm really off on my time as usual. I don't really know how to count. That's the only thing. Like my dad was a scientist, but I was really off.
I don't know what happened at the end. Danny Zuker.
Here's what let's just talk about the time first. I'll talk about the story, but you had the amazing thing of running out of stuff to say and still going over. So that's amazing.
Yes.
You did right there. That's a high degree of difficulty. I thought your story was kind of nice and emotional at the end. I mean, at first, every time you sing in Russia, I get a little bit of a Yakov Smirnoff vibe. I don't know if I'm the only one. It's like it's Soviet Union. Bird puts you in cage. But it was no, it was good. Were you getting emotional remembering that story?
I was. I love that bird.
I can tell. I think it was like, oh, she was really good. So I'll give you. I'm gonna go 554.
Yeah, 554. It's a great score. Greg Proops.
Well, I mean, where do you land emotionally on the ground as hard as you can, time and time again, and you try to pull yourself up. And, I know that I'm supposed to be a judge. I know what my judicial duties are. I know I'm supposed to, make, look, we're doing arbitrage here. You're at once an ombudsman and also, Brett Kavanaugh before the, season tickets. And I feel like her stories are always so emotional. I've now birds. I've seen them. Trees are full of them and other vermin. No, I thought the story was beautifully told, and anything I have nothing exotic in my life. I'm from San Carlos, the whitest place on earth. So if I start a story with I'm from San Carlos, people are like, checking out. But when you start with I'm from Russia and we had to stand in line and we all had to share the same pair of shoes or whatever, you got me. 444.
444. Wow, so many numbers going around tonight. It's exciting. Yeah. Melissa Peterman.
And her hat.
Did anyone talk? Have we not mentioned that the bird was a cannibal? That it was eating eggs and omelets? Did we not talk about that?
I did not. That's true.
I mean, I'm sorry. Am I the only one that were like, oh, the bird was eating
other birds?
I'm sorry. I got stuck on that a minute. And, Eugenia, I know that story was finagled, but I kind of wanted to hear it because I became a bird lady, weirdly. My son wanted a bird, and I was like, I don't want a bird. And I actually pulled, I don't know if you guys can see it. This is our little bird.
Oh no.
And this bird, I loved it so much. I never thought I'd love it. So I wanted to hear the bird story. And it was a metaphor of like, if you love something, you set it free. And if it loves you, it'll come back. And I like that this bird was like, I'm not even leaving. First of all, it was like, she's a supermodel. Why would I go anywhere? And also you were feeding it, it's young cannibals. And I agree. I think you got emotional. And what I liked about it is because I think people think birds, they're not great pets. They can be really sweet. And they can be very attached to you. And I really liked it. So I gave you 14 out of 15 on that one. I really liked it.
Wow, great score, 14 out of 15. Thanks for playing, Eugenia. Let's bring all the contestants back on the screen now, because this is basically when we're going to talk about the scores. We're going to find out who won, who actually wins $10 tomorrow on Venmo. Yeah,
This was
that's from me right here in my heart.
I just want to say this was a competitive night. Like there was no duds tonight.
So true.
It was really good.
This was like this was like what a bunch of killers.
Okay, now hang on now. Look at that. Eugenia's score comes in at 41. 41. Okay, what else are we looking at?
No, we want to see their total, right?
That can't be. Oh yeah,
Their total
is for 41 for this round.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Danny, thanks for paying attention, man. That's awesome.
I'm helping out.
I appreciate
I'm a
that.
producer.
Somebody that appreciates me. Great prize. I know, Samantha. I know.
You know what?
About homemade cookies, but now we're,
Christine, I don't know if it's the hat talking or I'm just feeling a little crazy. I'm gonna Venmo the winner $10 too.
Oh,
I know.
is it?
I know.
She's it.
Holy
We got 20
shit.
bucks coming at you tomorrow. Whoever you are.
Wow.
Exciting. Yeah, great prize. We know.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so with the producer is tallying the votes, and that takes some time because
Well, you gotta get two numbers. That's not easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not
Math
something.
is confusing for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Now here's Deshaun. So much fun. Well, Deshaun, you ought to play this game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's going over. Oh, wow. Here comes
Charlie's
the scores
total
in.
Charlie.
Charlie, 80 points. Big applause for Charlie. Where is he, by the way?
Where'd Charlie go?
I don't know. Let's bring Charlie into the room and let's give him a big round of applause because that's a hell of a story. Wow, there he is. How about that? Baller hat, baller life. That's you, Melissa. Okay, way to go, Charlie. 80 points. That's great. 80 out of 90. Who else do we have?
Who's next?
81?
Eugenia, 81. 81. How about that?
81.
Mark Klaber, he's in Chicago. He says the winner gets a bag of bird food. Mark. Yeah, there's Eugenia again, 81. So we've gone for 80, 81. What else? Oh, Mike also has 81. How about that?
Holy
Mike
cow.
and Eugenia, just like that.
I think
And we got one more score to come.
are we going to have a dance?
Who's the score? 89. 89.
Oh.
Holy cow.
85.
You guys, this has been so much fun. Big round of applause wherever you are. Please. For Eugenia,
Lisa, what's your Venmo?
Charlie Daniell, Mike
Lisa
McFarland, Lisa Orkin, and our expert judges. How'd you guys decide anyway? How did you decide?
I let the hat do most of the work for me tonight, Christine.
Yeah.
I'm not even in charge of my own body anymore. This is doing all the work. So it was the hat. But
Yeah,
also,
the hat. Well, it's tough.
also great. They were also great. It was hard to choose. I enjoy this so much. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Yes,
Thank
all
you,
great.
Danny
All great.
Zuker.
I just enjoyed all the stories. Sometimes, I'll say that and I won't mean it. This one they were all good. All of you would have, every single person here would have won in previous, not competing against other people. I'm telling you that right.
Greg Proops, what's going on? Tell us something.
Well, it's uncontested that butterscotch is a flavor that everyone loves.
Yeah.
And I feel like tonight was that, the feel in your mouth, the feel in your soul. Not only were the storytellers superb beyond measure, Melissa and Danny literally make me shake with joy
As you,
because they're so goddamn funny. And
this is the best part of doing the show, really.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. You guys, this has been a great time. Please, wherever you are, put a big hand together for Melissa Peterman. Thank you, Melissa. Greg Proops, and the one and only Danny Zuker. My name is Christine Blackburn. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Venmo
Music,
from
go.
Christine.
Music.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
All right.
Guys.
Music. Music.
Music. Music.
And broadcast. Oh, look at that. Somebody's saying to me, keep this up. Thanks, Deshaun. 11 years and counting, but I get it. Woo!
Thank you, guys. It was so much
Don't
fun.
quit over this. Literally, please don't quit over this tonight.
Thank you.
It was great.
Really good.
Fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much. And Lisa, I'll get your Venmo. What's your Venmo?
It's Lisa Orkin.
All right, I'm going to find
It's
you.
my name.
All
Okay.
right, you guys
That's
are
so
great.
kind.
Charlie, Mary, Eugenia, you guys are all
Thank you,
fantastic.
I love
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.